Hey Tuffy, did you hear the one about the guy who thought the universe created itself? No? He's an idiot. Burn!
Hey kids, today we provide you evidence for a creator. Get ready for another edition of Bible Bears! Alright everyone, welcome back. In today's episode, we are going to give you 5 pieces of evidence that point towards a creator. But before we begin, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell next to it so that you can be alerted when I and my bear pack post another video. Okay? I'm only going to give you 5 seconds. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Boy, you guys are fast. Alright, first up, Uncle Frank.
Hey guys, Uncle Frank here. For many centuries, certain scientists, those who do not believe in God, thought the universe was eternal, meaning it was not created. It had just always existed forever and ever.
What a crock of...
This belief was convenient for them because if the universe wasn't created, that would mean there was no creator. Unfortunately for them, in 1915, a guy named Albert Einstein,
Smarter than you and me put together,
found that his theory of relativity pointed to a definite beginning of all space, matter, and time. One cannot exist without the other. Without matter, there could be no space or time. Without space, there could be no matter or time. And without time, there could be no space or matter. Perturbed by this, Einstein fudged his numbers to show that the universe was self-existent. A few years later, astronomer Edwin Hubble discovered a red shift in galaxies, showing that the galaxies were moving away from one another from a single point in the finite past. Hubble also showed Einstein this evidence through his telescope at his observatory in California. Einstein admitted that his fudge calculations was the greatest professional blunder of his career.
Loser.
The second law of thermodynamics tells us that the universe is running out of usable energy. Like a flashlight left on all night, the universe is slowly dimming. If the universe was eternal, it would have run out of energy by now. In 1965, 2 men won the Nobel Prize for detecting the radiation afterglow from the Big Bang event.
You cannot be serious!
Or whatever you want to call it. If you don't like Big Bang, call it God's finger snap. But they detected the radiation afterglow from the explosion that created the universe. In 2003, 3 leading cosmologists, Bohr, Guth, and Vilenkin, determined that any universe that has been expanding since its beginning must have an absolute beginning and cannot be eternal in the past. This prompted Vilenkin, an atheist, to comment, "Scientists can no longer hide behind a past eternal universe. There is no escape. They have to face the problem of a cosmic beginning." Hey Frank, do you believe that everything that has a beginning has a cause? What idiot wouldn't? Do you believe the universe had a beginning? I think we just established that with all the evidence we have thus far provided. Well, if everything that has a beginning has a cause, and the universe had a beginning, can we also conclude that the universe had a cause? I think we can, but there's a problem. Talk to me, Frank. What's the problem? Well, what could possibly be powerful enough to create both space and matter and also exist outside of time? I know. Let's ask Stephen Hawking. He's pretty smart.
There are laws, such as gravity. The universe can, and will, create itself from nothing.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Hey, is Professor Hawking a robot?
Why would they make a robot in a wheelchair?
It's ridiculous.
See, Professor Lennox thinks he's ridiculous. Right, Professor Lennox?
Triply ridiculous.
No, esteemed professor of mathematics John Lennox does not think Hawking in a wheelchair is ridiculous. What do you think about Hawking's statement that the law of gravity can create the universe?
Statements of scientists aren't always statements of science.
Well said, my good friend. Well said.
Fellas, are we done here?
Nope, not yet. We have more evidence.
More evidence?
Yep, we have all the fine-tuning constants. You see, the universe wasn't just created, it was also designed.
Hold on, I'm not very smart.
You can say that again.
Who said that? I'm not very smart.
Here, I will try to simplify things for your feeble mind. The universe is like the inside of a watch. If anything in that watch stops working, then everything in that watch stops working. All these little things that must work together are fine-tuning constants. For instance, if the universe expanded a fraction of a second too slowly, it would have imploded. A fraction too quickly, and it would have exploded. It had to expand at just the right speed, right down to a millionth of a second. The gravitational constant in the universe is so precise that even if I took my big old bear tongue and lapped up a mere mouthful of gravity out of the whole universe, people living on planet Romulus in the Nerd Trek quadrant 1,000 light years from here are going to start having a really bad day. And there are over 100 of these constants that need to be just right, such as Earth's oxygen and CO2 levels, and the tilt of its axis, and the thickness of its crust, the water vapor levels, the presence of Jupiter, the size of our moon, and so on. Think of an amplifier with 120 dials on it. Each dial must be turned to the correct setting for the amplifier to work. If one dial is off, even a hair, the amp is dead. Our universe is programmed just right, and no one can make any sense of it. Fred Hoyle, an astronomer and atheist, said, "A common sense interpretation of the facts suggests that a super intellect monkeyed with physics, chemistry, and biology, and that there are no blind forces worth speaking about in nature."
Well, I don't understand then why people don't believe God created the universe.
Well, because people like Stephen Hawking say things like this.
There is no heaven or afterlife. That is a fairy story for people afraid of the dark.
What do you say to that, Professor Lennox?
That atheism is a fairy story for people afraid of the light.
Believing that anything but God created the universe is kinda stupid.
Well, maybe it is stupid, but it's also dumb.
Well said, my friend. Well said. Okay, kids, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you liked this video, you may also like our video about why we know the disciples didn't lie. Until next time, we love you!